The DPS specs are very straightforward, and I will mention them quick here so that I don't have to for the rest of this video. Unholy, VAR, and Augmentation are the de facto meta DPS specs. The reason we consider them is that they occupy the number one best key done in the whole game by all top groups by quite a margin.
But hey, that's the reward for playing meta spec. You're basically allowed to push the highest keys possible. And that's what I mean by, that's when meta spec really matters, is when you're pushing those super high key levels. Now, what that also creates, though, is that how many players get MDI brain, and then they request that group comp for like their 15 or 17 key that does not require an Unholy, DK, a Devourer, Demon Hunter, and an Augmentation Evoker. They can kind of grab people that are good with, you know, at least probably a 280, 285 item level and has an adequate IO score that makes sense. Ideally has timed a key at that level. Maybe not necessarily that specific key, because that wouldn't make any sense of why they're doing it. But they have a good track record on the keys that they have timed. And if you want, look at their logs for Mythic Plus and see, like, okay, yeah, this guy can parse pretty good. All right, I'll take him in my key. It is convenient to be meta in that sense, but you really are kind of locked to that group comp, though, if you play one of those specs. At least if you want to push the highest keys imaginable. Now, for most people, they're not running those key levels, 23 and higher. Where 22 and under, you can run most of anything you want. But your 15 key or 17 key does not require that exact comp. You know, it's nice to get it, but it's not a hard requirement. And you're not respecting people's time by holding out for that specific group comp because you think it's going to carry you in your key. Well, you can just get a group that complements each other, brings buffs to the table, and that appear to be solid players by their IO score and logs. That's really all you need to do in 99% of scenarios.